G'day everyone, Luke here from Property Navigation. Are you feeling overwhelmed at the sheer amount of property listings online? Wondering how to avoid spending endless hours looking at irrelevant properties? Well, you're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, where there are literally thousands of options at your fingertips, the challenge is not about finding properties, it's about finding the right properties. Now that's where our buyer's brief steps in as your guiding light, transforming feelings of being overwhelmed to a sense of clarity and structure. Think of it as your roadmap. Not only will we be diving into how to use one, but more importantly, how to actively utilize it to keep you on track. Now we have a buyer's brief for you to download, and best of all, it's completely free. Now if you want to, you can donate or simply buy us a copy through Ko-Fi, the website that you'll download this from, and this will help support our channel and the information that we provide. But before we get to strategy, there's something foundational, and it's called a plan. Now, it begins with understanding your financial position. Now, engage with professionals like a mortgage broker or a banker to nail down your borrowing capacity. Now, if you don't have this figured out yet, just make a little note beside the budget box on the brief and speak to a professional, and we'll just keep moving forward. Having a budget is just the beginning. You need to ask yourself, what's my end goal here? It might be achieving a specific passive income per year or purely building up a huge asset base. This is your plan. When you know this, it doesn't just help you move towards your goal, but it helps us, the professionals, work with you to achieve your goals. So once you have a plan, it's now about utilizing the right strategies to achieve the plan. Strategies can include buying and holding in the long term, flipping for short-term gains, renovating for equity, and all of these that are on your screen right now. Now, choosing the right strategies is crucial, and I said strategies, not strategy. We need to layer these strategies to ensure we achieve the best outcome for your plan. Let's explain this with a story to truly understand the concept. But first, warning, this isn't personal advice. This is just a story to highlight why finding the right strategies is important. Now, let's say this person's name is Bob. You are not Bob. And Bob wants to create a stable income before he retires in 20 years. Now, through talking to professionals, they suggested he developed a property portfolio with multiple properties within it. But right now, Bob can't afford multiple properties. He can afford a single property and then work towards this property producing multiple incomes over the subsequent years. This is now Bob's plan, and together with professional support, they identified 4 strategies to help achieve his said plan. Number 1, long-term capital gain prospects, making sure his property is doubling in value every 10 to 12 years. Number 2, cosmetically improvable homes to achieve higher yields. It's amazing how much you can increase rent by upgrading bathrooms, kitchen, floors, paint, etc. Number 3, yield that can be improved through the addition of a dual income, such as a granny flat or buying a property that's a double story that can have 2 independent upstairs and downstairs living areas. Or 4, a property with future subdivisional potential, selling the backyard in a few years to recover a good portion of the investment. Now, it's crucial to note your budget determines if the strategies are available to you, but always think long term. So let's break down the property requirements derived from Bob's strategy. Now we're going to make the process streamlined and efficient with the power of the buyer's brief. This isn't just any ordinary list. This is your focused roadmap to your ideal property investment. Let's dive in. The non-negotiables of your investment. You will have non-negotiable requirements for your investment property. What's the size of the land? Can we subdivide? Is it a 2-story home that we can make dual income? Can we renovate to improve the yield? Now think about the essentials. These are the pillars that hold your investment vision together. I recommend highlighting these on your brief. Here are some good pointers to work from. Bedroom sizes. You need good bedroom sizes, generally 9 square meters per room, or typically 3 meter by 3 meters. Even better if this area excludes built-ins. The internal layout of the home. Now, properties less than 90 square meters would be considered to have quite a small floor area, so you probably do want to maximize that where you can. And your land size. Now, if your budget allows, always maximize your land content, because that is the appreciating component of every deal. Next, crunching the numbers, i.e. your yield. All right, now this is a big one. The yield, it's not just a random number, it's the heart rate of your investment. Now, properties that negatively affect your cash flow may hinder your capacity to secure loans for future investments. That is because lenders often look at your cash flow history to assess your ability to repay loans. Now, here's a quick tip to calculate the yield on a property. You simply take the annual rental income, divide it by the property price, and then multiply it by 100. Now, if that number is above 5%, you're looking at a potentially solid investment. Whilst cash flow is the heart rate of your investment, capital growth is the heart. Never underestimate the importance of suburb selection in this vein. The right suburb can either make or break your investment, as the location itself will do 70% plus of the heavy lifting in regards to the capital growth of your asset. Now, a key takeaway here is to ensure you understand that timing a market is critical to maximising your probability of strong short-term growth to recycle profits into your next property purchase sooner. We'll have a full video covering this in depth soon. A few of the ways you can do this is to research growth trends, local amenities and future development plans, and most importantly, look up government infrastructure spending on projects that are already approved. This should be a vital part of your buyer's brief. A good suburb not only ensures steady capital growth, but also plays a significant role in tenant demand. Alright folks, we're at the home stretch here and I want you to lean in for this. The buyer's brief helps narrow down the properties that match your initial criteria. However, it's also crucial to analyse each shortlisted property to ensure they align with your broader goals and strategy. Let's say Bob and his professionals have identified 3 properties. Now, these 3 options may all fit the brief that Bob had at the start. Take property 1, for instance, with its potential for long-term growth, subdividable features, and possible value adds. This may align with someone targeting capital growth and having the patience to nurture and develop the property. Then there's property 2. Even though it's the closest looking property to Bob's end goal of passive income because of its strong cash flow through dual income, it's got low land content, which means the probability of long-term capital growth is very low. Now, this most likely rules it out for Bob's long-term plan. And lastly, we have property 3. Now, don't get me started on this one. It's a balanced blend of growth potential, subdividable block, moderate immediate cash flow, and a myriad of value add opportunities to increase cash flow, making it a tantalizing hidden gem amongst the many. Now, Bob could have purchased any of these 3 properties based on his initial goal. Thankfully, he was equipped with a well thought out plan and the strategies that then translated onto his buyer's brief, allowing him to make the best decision that was in front of him, which in this case looks like it's probably going to be property 3. Now, if any of this feels overwhelming, we get it. That's why we offer a generous 1-hour free discovery call per person to help clear up any of this for you. The property world can be a labyrinth, but with a well-crafted buyer's brief and a bit of guidance, you can navigate it masterfully. And apart from that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I've been really enjoying the community that this has been building around this channel. And until next time, happy property navigating.